It is 1990. The dude, wearing a shower robe and flips-flops, purchases a container of cream at a nearby Ralph's supermarket with a post-dated check for 69 pennies. Fella gets back to his condo where, after entering and shutting the entryway, he is immediately gotten by two men who compel him into the restroom and push his head in the latrine. They request cash owed to Jackie Treehorn, saying that the dude's better half bunny guaranteed he was really great for it, before one of the hooligans, Woo, pees on the dude's mat saying, ever subsequently to lowlifes, Lebowski. Bewildered, dude persuades them that they have some unacceptable individual as he's not wedded and couldn't realistically have how much cash they're inquiring. Glancing around, the main hooligan acknowledges they've committed an error and should have some unacceptable Lebowski. Fella gets together with his bowling crew at the nearby back street and converses with them about his vicious experience. Walter Sobchak responds with outrage and retribution at the forefront of his thoughts, frequently talking about his time served in Vietnam to connect with the issue. Slow-witted Theodore Donald, frequently entering discussions part of the way through, pipes in however is quickly told by Walter, "You're terribly lost." Walter then enlightens Dude regarding a mogul who shares Dude's name and should be the one the hooligans were later. Buddy consents to meet with the enormous Lebowski, expecting to get pay for his floor covering since it truly integrated the room, and figures that his significant other, Bunny, ought not be owing cash in and out of town. Showing up at Lebowski's chateau, Dude is helped by Brandt, who shows him various honors and pictures outlining Lebowski's undertakings in generosity before Dude meets the man himself. The senior and wheelchair-bound Lebowski brings Dude into his review where he rapidly quits wasting time and pronounces that he can't get a sense of ownership with each ruined floor covering in the city and blames Dude for looking for a present, obviously angry of his flower child-like disposition. Man leaves the room and lets Brandt know that Lebowski offered any mat in the house to him. He rapidly chooses one and, as it's being stacked into Dude's vehicle, he addresses a youthful blonde lady, Tara Reid, poolside who is painting her toenails green. She requests that Dude blow on her toes, guaranteeing him that Uli, the man in the pool, wouldn't fret since he's a skeptic. Brandt shows up and presents her as Bunny Lebowski, Mr. Lebowski's a lot more youthful, strikingly gorgeous spouse, before she offers Dude fellatio for $1,000. Brandt apprehensively snickers and escorts Dude out. During an association game at the rear entryway, Dude reproves Walter for bringing his ex's little canine in a pet hotel with him while she is in Hawaii with her new beau. As they banter, an individual from the contrary group, Smokey, bowls a 8 and advises the Dude to stamp it, yet Walter objects, expressing Smokey's foot was over the line. At the point when Smokey contends, Walter takes out a firearm and points it right in front of Smokey, compelling him to consent and void the score as a 0. As Walter plunks down once more, he makes sense of, "It's an association game, Smokey, there are rules." A short time later, loosening up in his condo and partaking in a white Russian beverage, his #1 mixed drink, Dude pays attention to his telephone messages. Smokey calling to discuss the weapon occurrence, Brandt requesting that Dude call him, and the bowling association head wishing to talk about Walter's combativeness and firearm wielding on the paths. Buddy's doorbell rings and his property manager, Marty, reminds Dude to pay his lease and illuminates him that he's playing out a dance at a nearby theater and would like Dude to go to give him notes. At the Lebowski chateau, Brandt gravely drives Dude into the review where he finds Lebowski crying adjacent to the lit chimney. He shows Dude an unrefined note depicting Bunny's hijacking and the interest for $1 million. "This is a bummer, man," the Dude offers as he smokes a joint. Brandt makes sense of that they believe Dude should go about as messenger to convey the installment when they get expression of an area for the drop-off and lets Dude know that he could try and perceive the criminals as similar individuals who ruined his carpet. Back at the bowling alley, a Hispanic man wearing a hairnet and a purple jumpsuit, Jesus, weaved on the front dishes an ideal strike. A couple of paths down, Dude, Donnie, and Walter watch him with slight disdain. Buddy praises on Jesus' expertise yet Walter condemns him for being a pederast, having served a half-year for presenting himself to an 8-year-old prior to getting some information about the Lebowski plan. Buddy makes sense of that he will get $20,000 as messenger and shows Walter the beeper Brandt gave him. He doesn't stress over the handoff and calculates that Bunny abducted herself for some additional cash. Walter appears to disapprove by and by as Jesus strolls over, advising them to look out for his group, and on the off chance that they streak a piece at the finals, "I'll remove it from you. Stick it up your butt and pull the fucking trigger till it goes click." At his condo, Dude lies cheerfully on his new floor covering, standing by listening to a taped bowling match up through earphones. He wakes up and sees a red-haired lady, Julianne Moore, and 2 men remaining over him before he is smacked upside the head and took out by them. He dreams that he is flying over LA, pursuing a lady who is riding his carpet in front of him. A bowling ball out of nowhere shows up in his grasp and pulls him to the ground where he stands, scaled down, confronting a monstrous bowling ball as it rolls towards him. He tenses and ends up in one of the finger openings of the ball. According to his point of view, we see the ball roll down the path away from its female bowler towards the pins. As the pins dissipate, the dude awakens to his beeper going off and finds that his floor covering has been taken from under him. Noting the page, Dude gets back to Lebowski's chateau where Brandt makes sense of that the ruffians believe the trade should happen that very night. He gives Dude a compact telephone and a satchel with the cash, teaching him to take it up the expressway and trust that the ruffians will call. When the trade is finished, Dude is to quickly call Brandt. Before he leaves, Brandt rehashes to Dude that her life is in your grasp. Regardless of Brandt's directions to head alone, Dude gets Walter from his store. Walter gets controlling everything and promptly proposes an arrangement for a switch, holding his own portfolio brimming with filthy clothing, so he and Dude can keep the actual million. The hijackers call and train the Dude to toss the bag out the vehicle window onto an extension. As they approach the scaffold, Dude attempts to toss the genuine bag. However, without a moment to spare, Walter throws the ringer and powers Dude to jump in the driver's seat as he arms himself with a Uzi and rescues of the moving vehicle, hitting Dude's tail lights and tires, making him frenzy and crash into a utility pole. 3 men on cruisers show up past the scaffold and, as Dude scrambles out of the vehicle with the satchel, get the ringer and head out. Walter smoothly gets up and says, "To hell with it, Dude." Gives up bowling. At the rear entryway, the convenient telephone rings unendingly, almost certainly Brandt calling to mind the mission. Man is hopeless, irate at Walter, and sure that Bunny will be killed. If you want to know what happened next, watch the second part in this channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you enjoy it.